I guess the basic of what really happened in this story, I'll just kind of keep it short. I showed up at the car and it worked. It was down to 0% battery. If you want to know exactly what happened, please check out Mike's video that I will link in the description. But the car worked fine. It drove to the bottom of the deck without any issue. We found a parking spot. Well, we squeezed in between two handicapped spots so I could plug in, and ultimately the deck manager determined it was okay for me to leave it there for the 5 days, and I got charged up to 90%. Actually been there for a day or so. So we're gonna leave with a full battery, and honestly, it seems like as electric cars become more of a thing, all long-term parking areas should have a way to plug into 110 volts can keep electric car stable, and no, so you have absolutely no worries of the phantom drain. Although actually, if my engineering mind kicks in, clearly you don't want to have, if your car's got a lot of phantom drain, you should get it fixed so you're not just wasting power. That's ultimately what you're doing with real phantom drain, like I did experience last year. If you do watch my other videos, you'll see that actually in my past I had the phantom drain issue that was sucking 8 to 10% out per day. Was solely due to I had a departure scheduled, and every morning it thought I was going to leave, and it wanted to get the car all ready for me to leave. And in a cold climate, it takes quite a bit of power, like 8 to 10% of your battery, to heat the car up, get it nice and warm and ready for you to leave. And it was doing that every morning while I was on a cruise and parked in airport parking. So that created some problem for me. But once it got to 20%, it shut down the early departure scheduling, and and then the phantom drain was very minimal, if at all, which led me to this problem. So yeah, this is another good thing to have on the lessons learned. And then I'm gonna close up this video, and maybe I'll make a better one later, but just feel I got to get something out there because it's been a few days. I still don't know why we had phantom drain in the first place. I did park it with 18%, which was below the 20. And 3 days into the cruise, I got a notification that I was down to 8. So I was like 10% in 3 days, which was way more than I've experienced in the past. I do have two theories on what might be. One's mine, because my air conditioner failed the day before I left for the cruise and didn't work at all, and next morning it was working. So pretty sure there is some problem with the air conditioner, and my theory is the battery has to stay conditioned, and I'm parked in a hot climate here in Miami, and probably needed to run the air conditioner some to cool the batteries and keep the battery at optimum temperatures. And because there's something wrong with the air conditioner, it probably sucked a lot more power than normal, very inefficiently cooling the batteries, and therefore created some of the phantom drain, which still might very well be the case. Mike has a different philosophy, and he thinks it's because the whole energy balancing thing, and as the battery gets a little bit older, it doesn't do a very good job of reporting what percentage you're actually at towards the bottom of the battery. So when I parked it, it thought I had 18%, and as it sat there a while, it rethought about it and said, no, you don't got that much, you only have 8%, or and then continued to drain very quickly. And it wasn't a real drain, it was more just the system was confused, and it's kind of balancing, figuring itself out. And or actually just a little bit of drain creates more drain on the entire battery. It's a good chance it's a combination of both that's really created a situation. But I guess for a little bit of completeness anyways. Like 3 days into the cruise, or 3 days left, 6 days in, 3 days left, I got another notification that I was down to 3%. And when I did get to the car, it did register 0%, but everything did operate. So I didn't get a lot of crazy experiences trying to figure out how to tow it down or get into the car when a 12-volt battery was dead, or drag it down to a parking spot and see if I could push it or anything like that. Still have never had any like real difficult type of issues with the electric car in my over 4 years of ownership. So, and like I said, this one's a little self-induced because I forgot that I didn't have phantom drain problems anymore. If I would have remembered I didn't have phantom drain problems anymore, I would have parked the car 70-80%. And yeah, then it would have been a different issue. I might have had a lot of phantom drain due to the air conditioner, and I would have known that. Now, since it was all at the bottom of the battery, hard to say. Anyways, I'm Brad, Jack of All Adventures. This is my phantom drain lessons learned. Find a place to plug into 110. If you can go extended parking, plug into 110, and you'll have absolutely no fears at all. My wife and her Model Y is plugged into 110 up in Ohio, and at there, I wish I could remember exactly where she's parked, but she's parked at Park Place or one of those off airport parking, and they do offer a 110 outlet for electric vehicles. So she's parked there going to come back to nearly full charge and have no worries. So hopefully in the future, as electric vehicles do become more prevalent, that they'll have these options for people. But as I tangent it off, if you have a phantom drain issue, you'll suck a lot of energy out of the grid if you don't stop it and you just plug in at the parking deck in a low voltage outlet and slow charge. But I do think it is a good way for the future moving forward. Extended stay parking areas should have 110 outlets for electric cars. Alright, Brad, Jack of All Adventures, out for now. Thanks. Please like and subscribe, and we'll catch you on the next one.